The Zs12 Pro 2. Let's talk about it. Now this is a single dynamic driver 5BA hybrid IEM from KZ. This was sent out to me by Keep Hi-Fi. Let's start by looking at the build quality of this IEM. Build quality and comfort of this IEM is pretty good. I like the design of it. I think it's kind of unique. It has a metal nozzle, the KZ QDC style pin, so it is a little bit particular on what cables you can use with this. We'll get a little bit more about cables later. It's flat, like the back and the rounding of the back of the shell is flat, and it isolates well. It's attractive. It's a nice looking shell that I feel is made well, that feels and looks durable. And it's an overall nice looking, great build quality IEM at this price point. The cable itself is just kind of okay. It's not super exciting. I mean, if you look at it, it's just kind of your typical normal KZ cable. I don't hate these cables, but they're hard to keep in place. There is an upgrade cable you can get for this IEM that costs around $30. There's a couple of them. I would recommend getting that. The tips, they're okay. They're not too exciting. They're not terrible, but it's an average selection of tip. So how does this IEM sound? It has a good amount of clarity and detail. It's a technical set. It's a decent full round, nice set that has a strong V tonality. It has a lot of bass, but it has a ton of upper mids, which make it a little bit outside of my wheelhouse. I think a lot of people that are looking for something that's a little bit unique, this is going to be for them. And so this kind of, for me, falls under the category of audiophile tuned, nice set, but not something that I personally would gravitate towards. I do feel that for treble heads, this is going to be a great set. And I feel that like the build quality and overall packaging of this set makes it a compelling offer for some people, especially at this price point. I've seen it go as low as like $45 to maybe up to $60, depending. And it's an all around reasonable IEM for that package. Let's look at some other IEMs that are in the market and some graphs, and we'll kind of go from there. All right, let's look at the graph of the KZ Zs12 Pro 2, and you'll notice it does have a lot of treble region right here. Like this 3K just kind of keeps rising. What that can kind of do, like if we want to normalize this at a different spot, like let's say you're sensitive at 5,000 hertz or 6,000 even, we could normalize this at around then. And so what you'll notice is that like this frequency is like your sound profile is going to sound a little different. So this sounds like a really exciting, engaging set, but it may be not what I would recommend to most people. All right, so other IEMs just reminds me of a little bit of the KZ Taurus. I think the it's a different flavor. Like the ZS Pro, it looks like a little more V. What you'll notice is like kind of a little bit more this 3K region, a little bit more of this energy up here, which is pretty typical of a V-shaped set. There was a set that I wanted to show you, but I forgot to put it in my notes, so I'm going to look it up now. It's called the Soft Ears Volume, and it's kind of oddly accepted. A lot of people really like soft ears, but this is what the volume looks like. You notice that like the KZ Zs12 Pro 2 is a lot like the volume. And like they both kind of have a lot of this upper energy. What the ZS10 Pro does is just a little bit too much. Like if I was to maybe talk to somebody about the tuning of it, I would keep the bass, but I would dial back this treble probably from, I don't know, like 200 or 2,500 here to about this region here, where I'd dial it back probably 5 decibels. And that's my main complaint with it. You might even like the KZ Zs12 Pro 2 more, but I kind of would go with the volume as I think it's a little bit more refined and a little bit less bright for me. And what that will do, again, it will scoop the mids and it will make this region look lower like we showed you before. As far as other sets at kind of around this price, there's like the KZ Symphony. I think the KZ Symphony has a huge bass scoop, a little bit more of this shouty energy at 3K, and it's not really for me. As far as other sets at around this price, something like the KZ Zenith is actually a really nice single dynamic driver. with a lot less energy with a similar bass shelf. I kind of would go with that over the Zs12 Pro, but you might like one or the other depending. This reminds me a lot of something like the NF Acoust NA20. Like they like to do bright, energetic sets. This is a lot more like that tonality. That's not my preferred tonality. It is a little bit bright, but it's not bad. It's just kind of a sharp V-shaped set that is going to be good on some genres of music and not good on others. And a lot of people are going to like that amount of treble, thinking it's like oh, that's where the technicalities lie. To me, technicalities are kind of a goofy term. It's all about really frequency response. There is something about magical about a good headphone though, and I still can't explain it all. What else? Like the NF Acoust NM20, basically the same kind of thing with a lot of energy. As far as other sets, like some other things around this price, like the Moondrop May, if you want something a little bit more subdued in that region, but this region's also kind of a lot as well. Another thing what I would go with is probably the Kenshin Bunny, which is a little bit more flat. It doesn't have nice of a bass, but you know, that's me. There are sets that are from KZ that I think are very, very good. I think the KZ Duonic is a versatile set with switches that has a little bit less energy. It's a little bit more flat, and it's just a nice overall tonality that I personally would go with. And I just think it sounds a little bit better, a little bit more flat. And like you'll notice, the differences between these aren't that drastic, but it's significant enough where if you know this is your region, which is a region for a lot of people that may not know they're sensitive, it is for me. Here's an EQ that I did for the set. I just EQ'd it to my target. I found that it worked and it made it a lot better. Here is that EQ. Now I'll put it on screen if you guys want to copy it. But yeah, that's what I would do to this IM. I do think it's a nice IM. I think it has nice drivers and it's a nice overall quality sound. But I think for a lot of people, it's going to come across a little bit too energetic. I want to do a brief music impression. Like for me, like one of my favorite songs is Michael Jackson's Rock With You, and the vocals are pristine, they're fun, they're engaging. But you get something like Second Colon. It's like a bassy track. I have it on my bassy test tracks, but there's like a fizzly, sizzly drum hits kind of kill it. It's kind of a fun sound. It feels open and enjoyable on some tracks, but in other ways it feels kind of off. So like, I guess what I'm trying to say is not a bad sound, but it's a little bit, it's on that edge for me, which can be a little bit harsh. Another song, Isaac Hayes, A Few More Kisses to Go, has an open sound with unique placement of everything. Like, it has like this airy, has like an extra air, like an extra presence to the vocals that can make it kind of more intimate and kind of more fun, but it doesn't really become a well-rounded set. And sometimes it gets to be really sibilant and too much on other tracks. All right, the KZ Zs12 Pro, let's rank it up. I mean, it's a solid set for its price. It has nice technicalities. Its mids are a little bit cooked, but it has fun kind of upper treble and nice dynamics. I think there's other sets out there that around this price that might work a little bit better for you. And it gets kind of in that, like, just slightly out of my wheelhouse sort of category, but it's nice. It's fun. It's an enjoyable set all around. So, is this set worth it? You know, there's a lot of KZ IMs, and I'm always happy to review any IM that I get. But you know, I have certain preferences and certain tonalities, like we all do, and I have to be consistent and fair with my assessment of such IMs. And I think this IM is kind of one of those IMs that I'd probably give like a 2 or 3 stars for me personally. But I don't see it as a bad set. It's a little bit outside my wheelhouse, but I feel like the build quality is nice. And there's some great qualities about this set. There are treble heads out there that really want some treble, want something different. They have flat sets. They have a ton of flat sets, and they're tired of trying to pick out the differences between a few decibels here and there. And so what this set provides is a unique tonality. A lot of the other IMs I show, like for NF Acoust, are around $100. This set with great build quality, I think, you know, being at like $60, I think it's quite compelling. I think it has an interesting presentation that I think people are going to like, and they should check out if this sounds like an interesting, appealing set to you. That's all I really got to say. Solid set. Thanks for Keep High Five for sending this out. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments below. And I hope you guys have a great day. Bye-bye for now.
Go!
Go.
Go on with you!